This is a funny news. So Sega says strong reviews for its recent games aren't yet translating to better sales. I wonder, Sega, I love you. I really do. I really like your games. But I wonder why. There's like a bunch of Sega games that are still on PlayStation or exclusive to consoles that should not be. Let's read through the article and go through it. Sega says the relatively high acclaimed its modern games received has not yet translated to higher sales, and that is aiming to improve its marketing and sales practices as a result. In the last 18 months, Sega and Atlus have released a roster of critical hits, including Shinobi, Two Point Museum, Metaphor Refantasio, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, and more. However, in its latest financial results, QA and Sega claims that these high valuations of its recent titles haven't translated to improved sales. While it did not mention any specific titles, the publisher recently called out last year's Crossworld as not having met its initial sales expectations. Asked what it sees as future challenges for its full game titles, Sega responded, while the development costs per title for our mainstream titles are lower compared to the so-called AAA titles in the industry, we recognize that our strength lies in the relatively high acclaim we receive for quality. It added, on the other hand, we also recognize that such high valuations have yet to translate into further increase in unit sales. While contributing to hone our development capabilities, a source of our strength, we believe there is still significant room for improvement and earnings upside in our power to sell, namely our markets and sales mechanisms. As explained earlier, we are currently undergoing reforms in this area to realize a scale of up in sales. With the publisher said it recognizes that it's lagging its initials, such as digital sales and data-driven marketing areas in which other big Japanese game markets such as Capcom excel in. Sega said it currently reviewing its publishing organization, which is divided by region and will translate to a structured with a more unified global strategy. We will strengthen data analysis to optimize digital sales pricing by region and shift our marketing focus from individual new releases to an IT brand approach aiming to maximize sales over the long term, including repeat sales, it said. The earnings QA and was answered jointly by Sega Sammy, President Haruki Tazumi, and Group CFO Koji Fukuwazawa. Weird. I said weird, but I can't pronounce it. Sega and industry veteran Utsumi took over president in 2024 and has notably put efforts in globalizing the company's development approach. Following a prolonged period where most of its success was coming out of Europe, we decided to have the Japanese initial eternal visions international versions launching at the same time and having all the platforms on PC at the same time. He told the game business last summer and then prepared the marketing documents for the international market at the same time. In the past, we were Japan first, video game first, and then we moved into the global market. But changing the system, studios started to prepare for things at the earlier stage, and this has helped. And this has helped their thinking process when developing a game. It isn't so much that Sega is bad at their video games. They're pretty good. Sega video games are really good. Problem is, games like Metaphor Refantasio is a garbage name. I like the name, but it's a bad name. How do you market that to like casuals? Hey bro, do you wanna play Metaphor Refantasio over something like do you wanna play Persona? Do you see the contrast of how easy those are? Also, it's also like the only thing Sega has going for it these days is Yakuza, and even then, that brand is starting to fall off because of how yearly it is. Yearly franchises can go either one or two ways. You either give the IP to a numerous amount of studios, so they're able to create that game and worlds and stuff around it to make the franchise nice and broad, or you do what Sega's doing, where they're just giving everything to the Yakuza studio and being like, every year make a new game, dude, it's cool, and then later on you get to these issues of it feels fatiguing. It feels bad. I don't want to keep playing these games every single year, and like it just feels stagnation. Like it feels like pretty bad, and then with the story is also like really bad now. Like someone needs to really go into that studio and be like, guys, we need to not reboot the series, but we need to like really focus our vision. And talking about vision, Sega needs a vision as well. Things like the Sonic Crossworld game, I would have gone in it if it wasn't for how many Sega characters. I mean, not Sega. How many Sonic characters were in it? I like Sonic, but I don't like him so much. I need him to be on the cover art and everything. And all his friends are in the game. Like it's cool, but I don't need Jet. I don't need Weiss. I don't need who else? Who is also what? Silver. Silver has been in many games, but they just need a clear vision. They don't have that. They also have Atlas. Where is Atlas exactly? Why aren't they releasing their games on PC? What about Unicorn Overlord, whatever it's called? What about 13 Sentinels? What about like there's so many games you have, you can't access it. Look at Capcom. You were able to acquire any of the Capcom games on PC from PS1, 2, 3, and 4. Sega, they're like, no. You look at the PlayStation 4 generation, they still have exclusives on it. Where is the Sakura series? Why isn't it on the PC yet? Why is there a PS4 exclusive version of Sakura Wars that is still on PlayStation but not on Sega? Like on a PC, it makes no sense. So while some games are like on the PC, not all of them are, and it's really hard to access all those games. Being able to access your games is so universal, so critical. Look at how Capcom is doing it. They really need to look at how Capcom is doing, because Capcom is doing the most like smart business decisions of being able to get back your games or backlogs. Like Sega will consistently sell you collections and collections and collections and collections over and over again of the Sega Mega Drive, of the Sega Saturn, the Dreamcast. But then it won't. It doesn't. They don't just. They don't allow you to then cross. They don't allow you to like gain those games. Like, why is Jet Set Radio still not on PC? It used to be, but then for whatever reason delisted it. Okay, fine. In music labels, maybe that's the reason. But get them renewed. What about Jet Set Radio Future? Why isn't that in the game? You need to get rid of the music on PC. Fine, do it. But at the very least, people have the option to get it. Where are the and then they also have the option. Then they also do this nonsense where they're like, oh, let's just delist the games. Yakuza just did this. Yakuza 3 came out. Kwame 3 came out. They're like, all right, bro, you can only get the game if you buy the bundle. Why? Why can I only get the game if I buy the bundle? Hey, it's Yakuza 0, the better version of Yakuza 0. And then they're like, oh, we're gonna delist that. You can only get the director's cut. Why? I don't want the director's cut. Why don't you just bundle it together at that point? Like, who is gonna do what? It's just confusing. This whole company is confusing. They have these games and they go, no, you can't have them. Then they have these. Then they're like, oh, let's just like restrict you to where you can buy them. Why? It makes absolutely no sense. But it also comes to the point where it's like, Sega, you gotta stop having your companies, like the companies you own under you, like Atlas, from re-releasing the same game over and over and over and over and over again. How many times was Persona 4 re-released? How many times was Persona 5 released? Where is Persona 6? How come you haven't seen anything about that besides the logo? But like, it's genuinely baffling. They're such a baffling company. They have so many wonderful games, but then they decide to not do like better. Like, let's just look through this. I suppose like it's so silly. It's so silly. Um, like, I hope they can get better, but they need to be like, yo, you can play these games anywhere you want to. It's Otherwise it's really dumb. Also, where is the new Sonic game? It doesn't exist. We don't know anything about it, and it's like it, they're so weird. I love Sega, but they're so weird. Uh, ah. Also, Sonic Racing was $70, which is like what, £60 here? No, they charge a £70 here, I think. You are an insane person. You are not gonna get that kind of money from. You are Sega. You own Sonic, yes, but you're not Nintendo level of quality to the point where people are just going to. I say Nintendo quality, but you're not like, you don't have Nintendo levels of rabid fan base, or you don't have the hold on the kids that they do. It's just weird. Sega really should just be able to like, they should just be giving you the option to buy those games. Also, it's kind of like, I would like to get Metaphor ReFantasio, but how is it that the game looks so bad still? Like, it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look like it has any money or any budget behind it. It looks like a game from the PS3 generation. Like, I still need games to look good to the point where I can justify buying it day one. Like, also, I mean, the gameplay didn't interest me. I like turn based, but only if it's actiony, like Mario, Paper Mario, or RPG or Expedition 33. But otherwise, it's just what a weird company. What a weird company. They like pricing their games in the most weird ways, and I ain't buying those games for mad. I'm not buying Sonic Crossworlds for £60. Are you mad? Are you mad? I can buy other games with that. Anyway, that it's just so crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway, oh yeah, and Expedition 33 and Blueprints launched a Game Pass and had still had massive sales, and it's like Metaphor. I don't know. I don't know. It's so strange. It's so strange. Sonic games are kind of niche. Sonic is widely popular, but oddly enough, not a lot of people. Not a lot of people. That's true. Sonic is widely popular, but not a lot of people play it. I don't know why. Yux is a niche series, and it's still getting less popular as it goes on. Um, Fantasy Star, I don't know. It's all the oldies play those games. Endless series. I don't know what an endless series is. Oh, Civ and Age of Wonders. I don't really care. Streets of Rage. And I don't really care. Skies of Arcadia. Why can't I buy this game? I mean, I wouldn't even buy it, but why can't I buy it? More reasons. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, that's it. I don't know what else to talk about. That's just shitting on Sega at this point. All right, take care and see ya.